Hello, good evening, everybody. Let's start with the exercise. We'll do some pull-ups. Oh, upside down shoulder push-ups. Okay. Ah, all right. Yeah. Ah, ah, whew, whew, ah. Oh, it takes so much energy to do this. Well. Ah, 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 ah. Mm. Whew. Oh, ho, ho. Wow. Yeah, it is very, very difficult kind of exercise. Oh. Ah. Ah. One last time. Oh. Ah. Well, that's that. And yeah, nowadays we do mashup very slowly, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's do this. I'm just taking my computer real quick. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Very slow punching. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that should be good. All right, let's take 5 minutes. Hmm. Huh. Yeah. Huh. Hmm. Ah. Ah. Okay. Ah. Ah. Yeah, it's very beautiful outside, and get my water. Ah. So happy Wednesday, everybody. Woo! Spilled the water just a little bit. It's good I didn't spill on the computer. Let me wipe this off real quick. back in the days, I once spilled a whiskey on top of laptop computer keyboard. It fried the computer. I lost all the data in there. It happened to me once. Okay, that will do. Yeah, this water will evaporate. So without leaving a hint. Okay, that's good. Yeah, happy Wednesday and some interesting story. Oh boy, I deactivated my Facebook account. Okay, why? People are being way too mean. Okay, so some background story. Uh, most of my friends, Facebook friends, are conservatives. Okay, and I'm kind of well, I'm still registered Republican. I'm still conservative, but uh, I've been very critical about President Trump, January 6th riot, and so after January 6th, I had to deviate from President Trump and his supporters. Okay, and that's to my friends. Okay, but what's been happening is my friends who don't know me and I don't know them, they've been very harsh on me by not supporting President Trump and some of the direction that Republican Party, American conservatives are going. Um, I don't support the direction that Republican Party is going right now in America. Okay, so my friends has been very mean and rude and very harsh on me. So I decided to deactivate my Facebook account, and I did. Okay, now I feel very good about it. Why? I don't want to deal with those people. Okay, they're being a little bit getting crazy. Okay, and for understandable reason, I guess they are under a lot of stress. First of all, this pandemic stress. Second of all, for the American conservatives, there's this political stress because the president is Joe Biden. Now, House majority Democrats. In the Senate, it's 50 Democrats and 50 Republicans. But when there's tie, it will be Vice President Kamala Harris. So the nation is not going the conservative direction, basically. It's going to liberalistic direction. And so Republicans are very much suffering from this stress, pandemic stress, now political stress. Okay, so they are being very mean. And I don't want to deal with that. So I got out of there. It felt as if Abraham and Lot escaping Sodom and Gomorrah. It kind of felt like that. Okay, so yeah. Uh, I didn't get rid of my account, but I deactivated it. Okay, so yeah. Facebook, okay. Facebook company itself, yeah, they have goods and bads, right? But I think they have very good product though, okay. But I mean, people are people. Companies, they're never perfect, okay. Just like people are never perfect, okay. So uh, nothing against Facebook, but my friends who don't know me, being very mean to me, I couldn't handle it because it happened too many times since January 6th. Okay. So I don't want to deal with it. So yeah, I deactivated my Facebook account. I didn't delete it. I might get back later, maybe. I don't know. Maybe next year, maybe when I run for United Senate. But for now, it's they're becoming more and more rude, mean, degenerate. So I don't want to deal with that kind of negativity because I want to be happy. Okay. So when there's this source of negativity, I block it so that I am in control of my own life I'm in control of the control flow of information when it comes to me and my mentality. Nowadays, I don't read news anymore. Okay, because too much negativity there. Facebook, too much negativity. What do? I block them both. Okay, because I have to. I want to be happy, you know. So yeah, and I feel very good about it. Okay, it's nothing against Facebook. It's just people there. Okay, the users. They're being a little bit way too radicalized, extreme, uh, and I don't want to deal with them. Okay, so that's why I deactivated my Facebook account. Okay, so and I feel very good about it. Okay, so they're kind of going cuckoo, kind of going like crazy. Okay, and yeah, that's the direction. Now it's radical right, radical conservatives. Okay, and I just feel sorry. Okay, yeah, but I'm not gonna get out of Republican Party though. Okay, because I am conservative. Okay, but the direction that they are going is I don't think they're going in the right direction. Okay, I just feel sorry. But they're still my friends, of course. Okay, it's just that I don't want to deal with all this people full of negativity in Facebook. Okay, so I don't have time for it. So yeah, yeah. I know how to be happy. Okay, so exercise. Why do we do it every day? Is exercise just like drinking water, eating food that we do every day, or sleeping, or washing that we do every day. Okay, exercise same way. Okay, it's washing inside of our body. That's what exercise is. Okay, we need it every day. Okay, so yeah, about 3 times a day. Right? Just like brushing our teeth. Right? Okay. Uh, yeah. So that was interesting news, and I have some more interesting news. Okay, so nothing bad, nothing bad. Okay, all good things. We'll take 5 minutes break. Okay. How interesting. Hmm. Okay. So another interesting news is this. a peer-reviewed journal contacted me, and they were willing to work with me. Okay, so yeah, this humanology paper is 100 pages long. They said it was too long. So okay, what did I do? I broke it down to three chunks, part one to three, like about 33 pages each. Okay, and then I just the part two and part three, I just say copiomology part two, copiomology part three on top of this PDF. Okay, and I resubmitted it. Okay, and then they said, well, each paper should be completely standalone. It should have each paper should have abstract and which is summary compendium. Okay, and then at the end of each paper, there should be list of references, and also each paper should have keywords. Yeah, that's standard format of academic paper. Okay, and then my response was, well, at this time, yeah, I don't have time to read all those things. So, thank you, but yeah, thank you for your time, but I will have to let go of this opportunity. Okay, that's what I said. Okay, so no, you won't be published there. Okay, why? I don't have time to follow the formatting guideline. Okay, they seem to have very interesting business model. The authors supposed to pay, but the readers they don't pay. It's online publisher. Okay, and yeah, they do go through like peer review process. So most likely, even if I follow their formatting guideline, yeah, they would try to give me feedback like get this part out because it's irrelevant, politically incorrect. Most likely they'll do that. Okay, and I don't have time for that, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to cut out any part of this paper. Okay, and then on top of that, I'm supposed to pay $700 for each paper, so it'll be $2,000. I was like, yo, that's too much. So they're asking me my time and my money just to publish this when there are some other online publishers which is free for me and I don't have to follow any formatting guideline. Okay, so but why was I willing to do that at first? Because it's more mainstream and there are a lot of readers there, like couple million readers. Okay, so it's quite mainstream website it seems. Okay, but I just don't have time, money, so I said no. But I thank them, okay, for consideration. Okay, yeah, the interesting business model they're doing, but yeah. So and also they required this paper should be exclusive. Okay, and so I had to temporarily deactivate uh, the link from the previous publisher. Okay, and so I said no to this mainstream publisher, and then I went back to the another like less known online publisher and reactivated this paper, which is whole 100 page, not divided by the three chunks, no, just whole 100 pages long paper. Okay, so it's out there still. Okay. Yeah, not many people know about that website. Okay, but it's free for me, free for the readers. Probably it's run on some kind of grant, I think. Very good website. Okay, yeah. So I reactivated that website page of this 100 page long paper. Okay, so it's out there. Okay, yeah, yeah. So that's good. Okay, there's no way I'm gonna follow the formatting guideline. Okay, because the way I write my papers, I put reference in the footnote, not at the very end of the paper. Okay, and in my opinion, I don't think it's a good way to do it. Putting reference at the end of the paper. Okay, because it's very inconvenient. This is a footnote. You can just look right there. Okay, that makes more sense to me. So that's that. Other than that, In my spare time, I looked at this Western history, and very interesting thing I learned. Okay, medieval Europe, Middle Age, Dark Age. Okay, between 500 and 1300, between 800, 5, then 1300, and at the end of Middle Age Europe, they went through some series of calamities, like Black Plague, which is Bubonic Plague. Okay, and before that, famine, starvation. Okay, that was like between 1312 and 1315. Okay, after that, around like 1335 till like 1340, yeah, bubonic plague. Okay, and then a lot of revolts, wars, all those bad things happened at the end of Middle Age. After that, Renaissance, Age of Reason, Enlightenment. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, right? And today we talk about it more. Okay, and go some in-depth analysis. Because what happened before those bad times at the end of this one era, Middle Age, uh, between year 1000 AD and year 1300, for those 300 years, Middle East was very warm. They call it warm Middle Age, warm medieval period, WMP. Okay. And population flourished in Europe. There was a huge increase in population, meaning it was very prosperous 300 years. Like no wars. I'm sure there were small ones, but not many wars and huge agricultural productivity and population increase in the Middle Age. So Dark Age wasn't that dark actually. They thrived. It's medieval era, Middle Age. It wasn't that dark at all. Yeah. They thrived, flourished for about 300 years between year 1000 and year 1300. Okay. So our hypothesis was correct. Okay. Yeah, this at the end of an era, moral decadence and people weakening because of their the descendants, lazy heirs, undisciplined children of hardworking, disciplined, successful parents, grandparental generation. So they inherit this material wealth. So they grew up very weak and intolerant. That's why they fought each other. A lot of wars at the during like 1300s. And yeah, there's some little ice age, the beginning from 1300 and maybe until 1400. Okay, yeah, weather became cold in Europe, so agricultural production slowed down, and so people started to get hungry. There was not enough food because it was too cold in Europe. Less food, they start to fight, crimes, wars, starvation, and as their body weakens because there were not enough food, yeah, they were subject to pathogens. That's the bubonic plague. Okay, so about half of European population died. Bubonic plague alone. Yeah, and so they died from crimes, wars. Okay, but after that was over, resurrection of Europe. That's Renaissance, age of reason, science, mathematics, literature, painting, sculpture. After all those bad times, okay. So we are in year 2021, okay, and we've been through in America, we've been through already three bad things: COVID-19, and then BLM riot, and then January 6th riot, right? But with these kind of bad things keep happening, that I don't know. I hope not. Okay, I hope not. But there's some concern because moral decadence, right? I think it first hit liberalists, okay, and then January 6th and on, this moral decadence now is getting into conservatives, at least in America. Okay, it is spreading moral decadence, and is from what I've seen, observed, it's worsening. Moral decadence, ethical corruption. All right, and typically that's what happens if you look back in the history. I'm just looking at Western history alone. Asian history, Eastern history, pretty much the same way, I think. Okay. Yeah, moral decadence happens at the end of one era. Not the end of the world, no, just the end of one era. And an era typically ends with some big wars and plagues and famine. Uh, that might happen again. I hope not, but there's some legitimate concern about that. Okay. I hope it does not happen. Okay, but a little bit concerned. Okay. Yeah. It's some hypothesis based on science and logic, history, rational reasoning, because what I see is this generation is very weakened generation. Why? Because life has become too easy. All material wealth, food, cell phone, internet, machines. So people has become very weak. Okay, because what strengthens a person is pain and suffering, right? And this generation didn't quite go through those things like past generations. So they grew up very weak, intolerant. What do? They fight each other. Okay, that's what happened in the past. World War One, Two, Great Depression, Spanish flu. That's like we're talking about between 1910 and 1950. All right, 1950. That was like at the end of one era, imperialism. After 1950, all these small countries, once they were colonies of France, England, Japan, they all got liberated since some various times since 1950. Okay, uh, so 1950, that's like at the end of one era. After that, yeah, good time. Okay, age of internet, computer, electronics, cars. Well, cars started before, but yeah, a lot of good things happened after 1950. Okay, so what we are seeing is, I think it's like we are ending an era. Okay, but hopefully it does not end with war, famine, plague. Okay, because I don't want any of that stuff. Okay, so, but it might happen, and I hope it does not. But looking at the history, it might happen. Okay, that's what happens when people are weak. They're intolerant. They destroy each other. They fight, right? Because they're weak. They're intolerant. They cannot tolerate, withstand the pain of other people different from me, different from each other. Okay, that's how war happens. It's weakness. Symptom of weakness. Okay. So. Okay, we'll take 5 minutes. Okay. So during the Great Famine in Europe, the cause was climate change. It became too cold. They call it Little Ice Age. Right after warm medieval period, WMP, about for 300 years. Climate changed. No surprise. Did they have cars? Did they have fossil fuel back then? They did not. And climate change happened. It became too cold. Little Ice Age in 1300 AD. Okay. But human history, climate has always changed. Okay. When generation is strong, they find a way to withstand climate change. They need to make some adjustment. But if a human generation is very strong, very well disciplined, they can survive that climate change. They can make some adjustment, and life goes on, right? But when generation is weak, and when climate change happens, then they cannot handle it because they are too weak to handle climate change. Okay. So yeah, Nowadays, it's like more global warming kind of climate change, right? Yeah, sure, partially due to fossil fuel. Okay. My attitude is that there's nothing to worry about. Okay. Climate getting warm, no problem. Okay. But when Great Famine happened in 1310, between around there, okay? Yeah, Great Famine due to climate change, but it didn't get warm there in Europe. It got cold. So crops got frozen. So Great Famine happened. There's not enough food to sustain this big size population. Okay, but so some economists analyze it as yeah, overpopulation, like Malthus later on Malthus model, but I don't think so. It's generational weakness. I think that's what happened. Okay, but they inherited all this material wealth from their parental grandparental generation. Okay, so they are weakened. Okay, so it's not their fault that they are weak. It's just the way it is. Right? We're just explaining. We're not blaming anybody. No. This current generation, it's not their fault. We are not blaming anybody. It's just that this generation has been pampered, spoiled. It's not this generation's fault. It's just the way it is. Okay. So when generation's weak, all these bad, malevolent, metaphysical pathogens like LGBTism, tattoo piercism, sugar fetishism, obesityism, plastic surgeryism, you name it, right? Marijuanaism, okay? Because those things, elements has been there for a long time, and now it flourishes. Why? Because people are weak. They get sick, like COVID-19, for example. Okay. From their research, okay, the strand of bacteria uh, that was the cause of this bubonic plague. They say they're not that different from any other era's bacteria. Okay, then why did this bubonic plague wiped out like 50% of European population back in uh, 1335, somewhere there? Because in my opinion, it's because generation was very weak. Okay, but their explanation is that it's overpopulation. There were too many people, and they got weakened by Great Famine, right? Yeah, yeah, makes sense a little bit, but so that's the analysis. With climate change, now Great Famine, because crops they would froze to death, all these edible plants, okay, farmland, and then so people are hungry, so their immune system weakened. So when this same germs, same kind of germs, yeah, their immune system could not fight it, so they died. That's their explanation. It makes sense a little bit, but we go further, okay? I mean, climate always has changed. There have been always like challenges, but this generation has weakened. It's a weak generation, weak people, so they couldn't handle climate change. Okay, why? Look, there are plenty of sea in the water, in the sea, plenty of fish in the sea, right? They could have come up with some more edible things out in the ocean when crops failed in the farmland. Okay, they could have diversified some their eating, right? And they could have come up with some different strategy because if Europe become too cold, down south, like Middle East, it will get cooler. So it will be more suitable. South, like North Africa or Middle East, it will be more amenable climate because it's cooler. Because before the Little Ice Age, Middle East probably was too hot to farm anything. But Now that it's little ice age, those regions will be cooler, not too hot. So you'll be probably more amenable to farm those places. And then, yeah, they could have come up with this first strategy. Okay, so global warming, what we're going through now, maybe down south, like Texas, wherever, maybe it'll be too hot to farm. Okay, no problem. Why? How about Minnesota, Wisconsin, or Alaska? Okay, it's warmer here up north in America, and then there will be more farms there. No problem. One place is too hot, and one then up north, those places they used to be too cold, it will get just warmer, more amenable for agricultural production. Okay, no problem. Those are solvable problems. Climate change. We just have to adjust to it and adopt different strategy, right? But this generation, like the generation in 1300 Europe, okay, this current generation in year 2021, they are weak because they're spoiled. It's not their fault. It's just inheritance of material wealth, technological development that made our life easy from past generation. Okay, so we're just lazy heirs of hardworking, smart great parents, grandparents, parents who went through some hardship of life in past generations. Okay, and hardship that's what makes a person strong and smart. But this generation is very weak and very unwise. They are not smart at all. When climate change happens, they just panic and they blame oil and gas industry. Do they have different alternative energy? They don't. So if they stop oil and gas production, they will. There will not be any more alternative resources of energy or electricity. Okay. So yeah, this generation is very, very unwise. They're not smart. Okay. Well, conservatives, they may be a little bit better than liberals. Okay, because they are advocating for fossil fuel. Conservatives. I agree on that point with other conservatives. We need fossil fuel, period. Okay. But conservatives, at least in America, they are very unwise in a sense that they're still advocating for former President Trump. And some of them even still think he won the election. That's not smart at all. Okay. So liberalists and conservatives, they have different smarts and different stupidities, so to speak. I don't like using this word because it's kind of like offensive, but our dumbness. So they kind of complement each other, okay? When liberalists are smart, conservatives are dumb. When conservative, this like pro-Trump, anti-Trump, okay? And on the other hand, when conservatives are smart, liberalists are very dumb. There's oil and gas industry, fossil fuel, okay? So they complement each other, okay? But what worries me is that conservatives are being increasingly intolerant. There used to be problem of Democrats, like cancel culture, snowflake, okay? They cry racism and they cry what homophobia, they cry sexism. That's more liberalists, the kind of problem they used to have, okay? Now conservatives are being increasingly intolerant of opposite point of view. Okay, that's why I had to leave Facebook because not all of them, but I saw many of them kind of becoming way too radical, way too extreme anger, extreme emotion with some very small things. they're becoming like drama queen, basically. Okay, something very little thing. Okay, but then all of a sudden they're so angry, they're like exploding with this extreme emotion. I'm like, okay, hyperbolizing like this exaggeration of this small things I said. Okay, so and it happened many times. So I recognize this pattern of behavior from multiple people in Facebook. So I'm like, okay, yeah, it's time for me to leave. Get out of here. Okay. Let me get out of here. You guys, whatever, okay. Guys and girls. But because to me, it felt like Sodom and Gomorrah. I had to get out of there to spare myself, okay. Because what I was seeing was, observing was, it's like it was too extreme, all right. Moral degeneracy, decadence, okay. So I got out of there, okay. So I feel very good about it, okay. Yeah. Because it's been bothering me. Okay. So perfect solution, yeah. Deactivate Facebook account. I can always reinstate it. Okay, so yeah. I was like, ladies and gentlemen, Facebook, it's been a pleasure. I'm out. It felt so good. I will take 5 minutes for everything. Okay, so some interesting characters that I met in Facebook, they're like my friends, okay? And they come from all different ages. Some of them are like way older than me, some of them are younger than me, some of them around the same age, and both males and females, okay? Because some of them in their 60s, okay? Uh, because, I mean, maturity does not come with age, okay? Character development, that's that does not come with age, just natural aging process. No, it takes conscientious effort to develop one's character, ethics, morality, and not many people are paying attention to that area. Why? Because it does not translate to money or power, fame, whatever. Okay. Um, Yeah. So not many people pay attention to those things. So many people, they just age. They don't quite mature up, grow up. Okay, they pretty much stay in the same mentality as a child. Okay, yeah. So I saw that. I've seen it multiple times in liberalists, but it was quite new to me to see this in conservatives. I was wrong. I thought conservatives are mature people and very grown ups. But from what I observed after January 6th, 2011, I mean 2021, just like 2 months ago, I realized conservatives, they are not as mature as I thought they are. They would be. Okay. Well, yeah, I was disappointed. Okay. January 6th and after January 6th, okay, people still believe in Mr. Trump's election win. To me, that's very immature, kind of very childish thinking. Not every conservatives are like that, okay, but I've seen many, and that's just one example. Some other areas, other issues, okay, I see this immature behavior and thinking among conservatives after January 6th, okay. So that was quite a surprise to me, and it was a disappointment. Okay, I'm not talking all the conservatives. No, some conservatives. Okay, yeah, I did not know. Okay, leave it alone, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, Democrats, Republicans, I guess they're pretty much on the same page. Okay, I don't think they are better than the other. Okay, I think they're pretty much the same. All right, from what I've observed so far, quite recently. Okay, but again, I've seen also many good conservatives, also many good Democrats, mature conservatives, mature Democrats. I've seen them. Okay, many, many. So is World War III necessary? This COVID-19 plague pandemic, that's like what, about 2.5 million people died from it, right? But bubonic plague, that's like 200 million people died in Europe, Middle East. Okay, so this coronavirus pandemic, that's like 1% compared to bubonic plague. All right. How about Spanish flu? Spanish flu, about 20 million people died. COVID-19, like 2 million, 2.5 million. Okay. So Spanish flu, 10 times more people died from compared to COVID-19. Bubonic plague, 100 times more people died than COVID-19. Okay, so COVID-19, this is nothing really compared to some other historic plagues. Okay, then will it be necessary that another even bigger plague happens and World War III happens before humanity start to go up again? I do not know, and I hope not. I'm not a doomsday prophet. I don't like doomsday. Okay. If I look back in my own personal history, have I been punished? Yes. Have I been made mistakes? Yes. Have I been punished for that? Yes. Have I been forgiven of my mistakes? Yes. But I matured up. I grew up. Okay, because to me, it's number one priority to be a good person, character development, ethics, morality. To me, that's number one priority in my life. Okay, so I conscientiously worked on it. Okay, so I became a better person, but I made many mistakes. Other people corrected me. Okay, God corrected me. All right. So ideally, nothing big and bad happens like World War III, another pandemic. Hopefully, it does not happen. Okay, I think people can still learn in their respective lives through some individualized life punishments. Because that's how I learned. But what distinguishes me from other people is that I care about character development to be a mature person, maturity. Okay. It's not my number one priority, character development. Okay. But to others, other people, not many people focus on that endeavor. So that's what distinguishes this handful of people, including myself, and the rest of the others. Okay. Yeah. All I can do is pray. Right? God, please let those people repent and punish them if it is necessary for them to repent. But no World War III, no more plagues, please, in Jesus' name. What I'm asking God is individualized punishment, individualized discipline. Okay, in their respective lives, probably it will make God a lot busier. It will be a lot easier for God to just send another big pandemic and war, World War III, and get wipe out all those undesirable people. And that's what he did during the at the end of medieval Europe and some other places, different, and also World War One, Two, and Great Depression, the Spanish flu. Yeah, probably it's easier for God to do that and just get rid of all those people, undesirable people, and let the only handful of very smart, very diligent, disciplined people, let them be the next generation, and then Renaissance. He did that before, but in this time, yeah, I'm asking maybe too much to God, but because it will be a lot time spending for God to punish people individually in their respective lives. Oh boy, that will be a lot more difficult, right? But I asked him anyway. Why? Because if I can repent, anybody can. Why? I was worst of all. Okay, I didn't commit any crime or anything, but I was bad. A lot of immoral sins that I committed. I was bad. Okay, so guy like me, if I can repent, then anybody can repent, right? Because I was really bad. Okay. Yeah, and like in Christian hymnal, yeah, wretched like me. Okay, Amazing Grace. If God can love a person like me and save me with the teachings of Jesus and Bible, then anybody can learn Bible. Okay, so and anybody can be saved because it will be easier for people to be saved, other people, than guy like me having been saved because I was really bad. Okay, so Maybe there's a hope, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe there's a hope. So do I believe Jesus is my savior? Yeah, yeah. Uh, I do believe he saved me many times. Do I believe Jesus is Son of God? I kind of do. Yeah, I kind of believe Jesus is Son of God. Okay. Do I believe he's Savior? But at least I know he's my Savior, personally. But is he my only Savior? I don't think so. Many people saved me. They're all my Saviors. People I met in my life. They're all my Jesuses, okay? Including you, okay? Yeah. Maybe there's a hope. Yeah. Yeah. So today I did not write, okay? Yeah, because I was so busy dealing with publishers in my spare time, of course. Yeah, at work, yeah, I was busy. My spare time, like before work, after work, okay. Yeah, I was dealing with publishers, so peer review journal. Yeah, thank you, but yeah, I'll have to let this opportunity go. Okay, so that's nice because I don't want to modify my paper. Okay, it to me it looks great as it is, and some because a peer review journal, if some reviewers ask me to take some part of this paper out, I cannot do it. I'm sorry. No, every single part of this paper should be published this time. I don't want other people to divide this paper up or take parts out. No, and no, I cannot do that. So, but they were nice. Okay, they were willing to work with me, but what they were asking me was more than I wanted to do. Okay, so I had to let them go. Okay, but I was very grateful, and I told them thank you. Okay, and so yeah, the more mainstream journals. Okay, but I'm satisfied with just publishing an online database, although not many people know about those websites. Okay, but it's out there. Okay, so to me, yeah, that's more satisfactory because they're kind of generously preserving the integrity of these papers. Okay, as opposed to mainstream journals trying to change it. To me, it's more important to have this integrity of these papers as opposed to having more viewers in mainstream journals after all this censorship, modification, taking parts out. No, uh, it's not worthwhile an effort. Okay, readership, viewership. To me, that's secondary. What's more important is integrity of these papers. If these papers are worthwhile to read, then eventually more people will read it. It spread. It may take more time. It may take more time, but I'm okay with that. Not many people reading these papers and taking more time for these papers to get spread. That's better option for me. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, they don't need to be published in mainstream journals. No, it's not necessary. That's not it. To me, that's the least of concern. That's the least important part. Okay. And most people are not ready to read these papers anyway. Okay, so it makes sense to take time in this natural environment to spread in its own speed. Okay, like God's speed, right? God's schedule, Christian concept. All right, we'll take 5 minutes break. Okay? Oh, okay. So, what else? Hmm. Ah. So when will I restart writing this? Um. Well, you have to be brand new Microsoft Word document, the transactional demand curve theory. Okay. When I start writing this, maybe this weekend. Okay. We'll just take a day, week off from all this writing obligation, right? Uh, we take it nice and easy, nice and slow, right? Yeah. There's no rush. Yeah. It'll be a relatively easy paper to write. Okay. So, yeah. because we already know what to write. Okay, humanology. Well, that's I mean, it was not difficult to write, but at the same time, it's because it's so brand new. Copiomology paper. Okay, uh, yeah, it was not that easy, but economics paper. Well, it's a brand new theory. There were some diagrams, some preliminary mathematics, yeah, some integration, differentiation, but we already know what to write. Okay, and it's relatively easy mathematics. So, uh, yeah, I'm kind of excited about this, but I don't expect it to be very difficult paper to write because we already know what this theory is about. Okay, yeah. Shall we do some mathematics? I don't know. Uh, yeah, that one insertion of mathematics. Yeah, that can be quite challenging part, huh? Okay. The general operator theory, number expansion, set theory. Okay, so yes, but I don't have to insert that in this paper. Okay, maybe just a little bit as an ongoing mathematical side project, right? Yeah, maybe I'll introduce a little bit and maybe continue the rest in the next paper, which will be about climate change. Okay, yeah, I can do that. So I read parts of this Wikipedia article in my spare time about this Great Famine. Okay, they say it was a very interesting agricultural concept. You sow one seed, then how many seeds do you get out of that grown plant? Back in the days in medieval Europe, when food was abundant and when population was growing, the ratio was like 7 to 1. You plant one seed, you get seven seeds back. It could be wheat, rice, bean, whatever. Okay, so that was the statistical history, statistical data. Okay, you plant one seed, you get seven out of that. Okay. But during the Great Famine, it was like one seed, and then get two seeds back. One seed you can eat it this year, and the other seed you have to save it for next year so that you can plant it. Okay, barely sustainable, right? Yeah, no population growth. They say nowadays like 300 to 1. You plant one seed, you get 300 grains back. Okay. So, some journalists, from what I've read about a year ago, I think, some journalists said, yeah, there's no way we will experience famine because food is so abundant. Okay. But do I agree with them? Not really. Yeah, great famine can happen again, in my opinion. Why? Because if World War III happens, it could be nuclear war. Okay, then yeah, great famine will happen easily. Okay, yeah. But climate change, I don't think so. I don't think climate change is a threat. What is threat? Real threat is people's dumbness. Okay, they panic at climate change and they blame oil and gas industry. Climate change happened during like 1300 AD in Europe, and they didn't have any fossil fuel back then. Okay, and it was not global was not warming like it is now. It was actually cooling. Little ice age. That's what caused Great Famine. Well, part of that is, but I think the main cause was people's that generation's weakness. They could not handle, adapt and adjust to climate change back in 1300 AD. I think that was the main cause. Okay, they could not handle it because they were too weak to handle it. Climate change. And this day and age, yeah, same thing. This generation very weak and very dumb, right? Why? Because their life has been too easy. They didn't suffer any hardship in their lives, this generation. That's why they are weak and that's why they are dumb. It's the hardship. They call it trauma. Now they villainize hardship. They think it's a bad thing. Oh, it's a trauma. In human, well, that's what psychologists say. In humanity, it's not so. Okay. Hardship is what makes person a strong person, stronger and smarter. Hardship is a good thing. Okay. Yeah, sadness, pain, and suffering, those are good things. Okay. So, discipline. So this generation, okay, is so averse of this pain and suffering. They call it trauma. They villainize it. So, and because they're not used to it. So they're dumb and they're weak. So they cannot handle climate change. And also they cannot handle differences between people, intolerant, and like drama king, drama queen, uh, whatever. Okay. Yeah. Let's stop that discussion. Okay. We talked enough about that. Okay. We'll talk about something else. Okay. Uh, all right. Let's grab whiteboard and do some preliminary, one preliminary mathematics for our economics paper. Okay. All right. This has been a while. All right. Okay. Some differentiation and integration. All right. So we'll come up. We'll name it a pseudo normal distribution curve. Okay. Pseudo bell curve. Uh, so we start with sigmoid function, which is like a Z curve, the transaction demand curve. Kinda, okay. Well, the sigmoid function is like a logistic function, right? Um, that's like y is equal to sigmoid function. Okay? So, when x is 0, 1 over 2, right? When x is infinity, 1. When x is minus infinity, 0, right? When x is infinity, No, this is not it. I forgot. Ah, boy. Yeah, this is not it. Okay, so yeah, it's been a long while. So, what's sigmoid function look like? How about that? When x go to infinity, this guy becomes zero, right? And this guy become one. Okay, okay. When x go to minus infinity, okay. Yeah, it looks like this is working. Okay, but this is not how I remember sigmoid function. All right, so we'll take 5 minutes break, and I grab my cell phone and look it up. Okay. When x is zero, this is one. No, this doesn't work. I. Hmm. I don't remember. Hmm. I'm gonna have to cheat, all right? I used to know about this. Well, maybe it's in my notebook here. But I have so many different notebooks. I don't know what notebook I wrote this down way back. All right. I have 3 different notebooks. All right. So one of them is in my bedroom. We'll take 5 minutes, okay? I could just grab my cell phone. Okay. Yeah, I got it. It is simpler than I thought. All right, this is one. All right, x goes to infinity, 1. X goes to minus infinity, 0. X is 0, 1. I mean 0.5. Okay, so that's that. Okay. It's been a while, so okay. Now Gaussian distribution. How do we get it? Should we integrate this or differentiate this? Normal curve, pseudo normal curve. Okay, it's not exactly the same thing. Okay. But it kind of look the same, right? So, uh, I think we should differentiate this thing. You know? Yeah. When it's 0, it's 1. Okay. The slope, tangent, right? When x is 0, tangent is 1. When x go to negative or positive infinity, the tangent slope becomes 0. So you will like this. Okay, so we need to differentiate this thing. Okay, so should be easy. It's probably one liner. Okay, we differentiate it. Okay, y prime is uh. Okay, it's been a while. All right. Minus 1 over this one squared. Okay, so then we have to differentiate this guy. Minus e to the minus x. Okay, so this becomes plus. You differentiate this. Minus e to the minus x. Okay, so now if we multiply e to the x, this becomes I. Okay. So when x is 0, the slope actually is 1 over 4, huh? Okay. Okay. When x go to infinity, 0. When x go to minus infinity, 0. Okay. So it becomes like this, all right? Well, in different color. If you differentiate this, when x is 0, yeah. Okay. Okay. So the slope here is actually 1 over 4. Okay. Okay. Whatever. Did I make any mistake here? I don't think so. Hmm. Yeah, I'm just double checking. Okay, whatever. The bottom line is this, all right? When we integrate something that looks like Gaussian bell curve, that's like distribution of wealth, right? There are very few wealthy people and very few poor people. Most people are in the middle, okay? And maybe integrate that kind of population curve, normal distribution curve, bell curve, Gaussian curve, okay? If we integrate that then it look like this sigmoid function logistical curve, logistic function. Okay, so that's the main point. And that's what forms this idea of transactional demand curve theory. Okay? Yeah. We have been very mathematically rigorous in this economics theory. Why? Because uh, Mr. Professor Alfred Marshall, his supply and demand curve theory is not mathematically rigorous enough. Some people say it was, but we disagree. His theory was more based on intuition, was not mathematically rigorous. Okay. Now that we know more mathematics than he did, because he's our predecessor who are here on planet Earth 100 years before us. So we by now know more mathematics than he did. So we can be more mathematically rigorous. Okay? Yeah. And in Z curve, is we have to flip this. Okay, so that yeah, this paper will be a little bit long, covering all these basics of mathematics. Okay, preliminary mathematics. Okay, so it won't be too difficult to write this paper, but it won't be that easy either. Okay, because we have to do step by step. Mm, okay, even interesting paper to write. Okay, so there's some good mathematics there. It's not a difficult mathematics, just differentiation, integration. It's like a third, well, maybe like second semester calculus, right, in college, 4 year college, right? But yeah, not third semester, okay? Third semester calculus in 4 year college, that's more like vector algebra, multivariate, like vector algebra, I mean, vectors, function, vector fields, scalar fields, and you have like Stokes theorem, Green theorem, you have like this was curl, divergence, right? Vector calculus. We're not dealing with that. This is more like second semester calculus. Okay. In 4 year college. All right. Oh. Okay. So now that I don't do Facebook anymore, okay, I don't have to take picture of this, all right? Yeah, so it kind of lessens my burden because what I used to do when I used to do Facebook is take picture of this, take picture of myself, and put in the Facebook. I am unburdened of that obligation. Okay, so uh, because I found the recipients are not worthy of it, not worthy of my service. I mean, in Facebook there are good people like my friends, but my friends, some of them, I'm sure most of them are very nice people, but some of them, yeah, it was. I mean, I don't blame them. Okay, I don't judge them or anything, but uh, it was to me God's signal, divine sign that I should leave this area, Facebook, okay, because it was becoming too much like Sodom and Gomorrah, right? They are being too radical and extreme, right? So I had to live there. Why? I don't have time to deal with those kind of people, okay? Rude, mean, very low class, okay? I'm not talking about economic class. I'm talking about moral, ethical, metaphysical class, okay? They're just way low ethical, moral, metaphysical class. I don't have time to deal with them. Okay, so I had to leave it. Right? And it was worsening. Okay, so I was like, oh, okay, that's it. Okay, I'm out of here. But most people in Facebook, okay, my friends, I know they are nice people. Okay, but there are some others that I just don't have time for. So, but I pray for them. Hopefully, God punish them if that's necessary and make them repent in Jesus' name. All right, so that's what, and that's I'll leave it there. All right, because I have to move on. I want to be happy. I don't need any more negativity out there. Okay, so that's why I stopped Facebook news. Yeah, I don't have time. All right, so I have to protect myself. You know, I want to be happy. I have to protect my happiness. I have to be in control, in charge of my life, my happiness. Right. So when there's too much negativity there, yeah, I block the channel and I get out of there. That was one of the reasons that I came to Alaska. Okay, down in Lower 48, I left Lower 48 when it was like 2015. It was becoming way too much like radical liberalism, right? Uh, in Facebook, my friends, I don't know where they are. I think many of them are in Alaska. Okay, but Facebook is a kind of online community, right? And most of my friends, they're conservatives. Okay, many of them in Alaska. Okay, but still they were being too radical and too extreme, too much drama king. So I had to leave it. Okay, because in order to protect myself, right? Like back in the days during World War II and before that. Okay, yeah, the rise of Nazism, right? And there were European Jews. Some of them saw this anti rise of anti-Semitism, Nazism, okay, and they got out of there. I'm glad they did. They did, and they survived, right? So I was kind of like that. Okay, so yeah, Facebook, right? I saw this rise of hatred and intolerance, extremism, radicalism. Okay, I was observing that, so I got out of there before like World War II kind of thing happens, okay, because I kind of saw that, okay, so, so my recommendation, all right, to you, uh, well, it's up to you, okay, but my recommendation is that you stop watching the news, you get out of social medias where there are all these negativities, okay, because I kind of saw that, right? Um, I understand like infantry soldiers, foot soldiers, okay, uh, or people who went to Magama this January 6th, okay, Capitol Hill in 2021, okay. I feel sorry, all right, but I would never call them useful idiots, okay. I mean, when I joined the U.S. Army, when I deported to Afghanistan, yeah, I was willing to lose my limbs and even lose my life, okay. I would never characterize these soldiers or activists useful idiots. I would never say that because that's disrespectful and offensive. All right. They have their roles, they have their functions. Okay. People who fight, activists, advocates, like BLM activists or LGBT activists, or yeah, pro-Trumpers, whatever, MAGA mob, whatever. Okay. They have their functions. Okay, but I'm not that. All right. That's not my job. And because there are people, the kind of people, category of people who love to fight and who are willing to die for a cause, die for an ideological cause. They are the people who join in this BLM activism, protest, riot, or January 6th, Capitol Hill riot, right? They have their function, okay? They are there for good reasons or not, okay? I mean, Matrix movie, the Matrix 3 or 2, something like that, okay? A cause worthwhile to die for. I'm sorry, but I don't believe in that, okay? I do not believe any ideology is worthwhile to sacrifice a human life. I believe human life is more precious than any ideology out there, including Christianity. Or democracy, or justice, righteousness, ethics, morality, religion. I do not believe any ideology is worthwhile to sacrifice of human life. I do not believe that. I believe human life is more important than any ideology out there. Any ideologies. Yeah, this is like that's like a humanological humanism, all right? We put human first, ideology second, right? That's my opinion as a humanologist, right? But many people died for a cause or their nation's independence, right? After 1950, like Indochina becoming independent from France, right? Or Korea becoming independent from Japan, or America becoming independent from England, or civil war to free the bonded sovereigns from Africa. Okay, a lot of people die from those causes. Or Algerian War, Independence War that lasted like a decade between 1950 and 1960. Okay, to get independence from France. So many people died. Perhaps it worked. People who died for independence of Algeria from France, it worked. Okay, yeah, in Vietnam, Indochina, all this spirit of independence. Maybe it worked. Okay, but look at India, peaceful demonstration. It worked too. Mahatma Gandhi from England. Okay, and as a humanologist, I prefer that mode. peaceful demonstration, peaceful resistance, okay, as opposed to assassination, murder, bomb, gun. I don't like violence, okay? Yeah. I'm a pacifist, all right? So I think there's a peaceful way, better way to make a change in society as opposed to revolt, riot, demonstration, protest, war, assassination, guerrilla, violence, okay? I believe there's better way to make bring some positive, constructive change to the world. All right. Okay. We take 5 minutes break. Okay. So, and then we may continue with this mathematical preliminaries for this economics paper. Yeah, it seems it's not as simple and easy that I thought. Okay, it's a little bit more involved. Okay, so yeah, but we prepare for this. Okay, economics paper. Okay, so a little bit more involved than I thought. Okay, okay, so no problem. Huh? Today's Wednesday. We have tomorrow, Thursday, the day after tomorrow, Friday. Okay. Yeah, we prepared the way for this economics paper. Okay, so it's been a long while since we discussed this. Maybe a year, right? Okay, we'll take 5 minutes. Okay, so. Uh, I think we did enough mathematics, all right, for today, for this episode. So we continue this narrative, mathematical foundation for economics paper. It turns out that it'll be not as easy a paper to write. Okay, so I was wrong. If you yeah, there be some challenges there. All right. But we know what to write about. Okay, so it won't be too difficult. It won't be too easy to write. So we get prepared. Like tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and come Saturday, I start writing. Okay, yeah, no problem. We got time. So I don't like this term "useful idiot." Alright, it's kind of catchy phrase. Communist Party. Okay, all these people. Okay, but yeah, the thing is this, right? Communism, I mean, it's communist countries, socialist countries, they tend to be dictatorial, right? So what this communist elites, what they did was they kind of fooled people, okay, in North Korea, Cuba, Soviet Union, right? They deceived them. Communist, socialist elites, they deceived people in China, Russia, Cuba, North Korea, North Vietnam, okay? They said it'll be all equal distribution of wealth, like Marxian, Karl Marx ideology, right? But it did not happen that way. Never happened, once happened that way, okay? It's the elites, Communist Party elites, taking all the money, triangular fashion, okay? Hierarchy. That's not flat earth hypothesis. Everybody making same money. No. In China, North Korea, Cuba, Russia, Stalin, Lenin, they live in luxury, in palace. Chairman Mao Zedong, Deng Xiaoping, they live in palace, okay, and ate the best food, living in luxury. It's triangular, it's not flat, right? In communist countries, Cuba, Fidel Castro, obese, right? They live in luxury, right? There's no economic equality there. No. So yeah, they lied. They promised everybody will have equal money. It never once happened. Okay, why? It's against the law of nature. Okay, the triangular equilibrium. I did express this view just a little bit in past papers, but I'll reiterate in this paper maybe. Okay, that's just not how it works. Okay, some capitalist societies overthrown and replaced by communist party. Right, it ends up the same exact same triangular shape. The winner takes it all. Alright, yeah, they lied. There's no equality in communist countries. Never happened once, right? It's winner, always winner takes it all. Okay? Whether it's communist party, capitalist party, socialist country, democratic country, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's about winner takes it all. Okay, it's just law of nature. It's food hierarchy, ecological triangle. Okay, human society, there's no difference. All right, it's all the same way. It's just the way how it is. We know this because we humanize this. So yeah, Mr. Karl Marx was wrong. Okay, it's ideal. It's only ideal. It's not real. It's the works of man, man's imagination. Okay? He didn't quite understand biology, how it works. So he was wrong. All right? And when it comes to this big money pool community property, like insurance money or social security, government money, tax based, or people's bank money deposits, they get loaned out, emergency disaster assistance. That predates Karl Marx. That's not Karl Marx's invention. So I have to correct myself. No, yeah, communism is based on community property concept, but that exists way back. Insurance companies, it predates Karl Marx. It was way back, way back. Okay. It was in China too, Oriental societies. Okay, so yeah. So community property concept, insurance, or governmental taxation, tax money to help the poor. Like back in the days in Europe, it was church, alms, charity, church offerings. It's like governmental taxation, all right? Yeah, they helped out the poor people. Catholic Church in medieval Europe, way back, predates Karl Marx. The community property concept, big pool of money being shared by everybody else, it predates Karl Marx by centuries, by millennia. Okay, so he did not invent that concept. So yeah, I have to some correction errata on there. Okay, so how about these people who love to fight, belligerent, warlike people? They have their function. I would never call them useful idiots. Okay, no. Then give them good cause to fight for. Right? Yeah. If they don't have good cause, there will always people like that who love to fight, who love to argue, and who are willing to die for an ideology. There will be some subset of people in any society in time and space. There will always people like that. People who love to fight, fighters. I'm not one of them. No, I'm more like peacemaker. I love peace. I don't want to fight. Okay. If I have to, I do. But I don't like arguing. I don't like debates. I don't like fighting. All right. But once in a while, it happens. Not physically, but verbally, it happens. Okay. But I'm a peace lover. I don't like fighting. Okay. But there are some people who love to fight. And there are people, not everybody, but some people who are even willing to die for a cause. All right. Let's then give them a good cause to fight for. But not to die for, though. What to fight for? Hmm? Because if we do not give them good cause to fight for, they will fight for some bad cause, bad ideology, like pro-Trumpism, post-Gen 6, pro-Trumpism, very bad cause, okay? Because President Trump, he's no longer a good politician, okay? He proved that he's not a good politician. He's not good at politics, okay? But people who want to fight, who are willing to even die for a cause, they are still there. If they don't have good cause to fight for, they fight for some bad cause, like post-COVID slash Floyd BLM in the left side, or post-Gen 6 pro-Trumpism on the right side, right? Those are two bad causes on the left and right. And people on the left and right who love to fight, who are even willing to die for a cause, they are fighting for and dying for bad cause, both left and right, because they don't have good cause to fight for. Right? So okay, let's give them a good cause to fight for, but not to die for, because we are against that. At least in this brand of humanology. We don't want people to die or risk their lives ever. In this humanology, no cause, no ideology is worthwhile to die for. No. because we put people above ideologies. Right? You don't want martyrdom. No. You don't want human sacrifice for an ideology. No. You don't want that. But what are some good causes to fight for? Yeah, crimes. You want to eliminate crimes. Right? Yeah. People who join the US military or any other country's military, okay? I was one. I joined the US Army back in 2009. Was I willing to die for America? Yes. Twice. When I joined the US Army and when we just before we deployed to Afghanistan. I was willing to die, lose my limbs for America. That's why I joined the US Army and that's why I deployed to Afghanistan. Okay. Why? Because America, I was born in America, they gave me citizenship, they gave me good jobs, education, okay. I wanted to give something back. Okay. My parents are they are not American, they're Koreans. South Korea. Okay. I just happened to be born in America. And I got my citizenship. And I got a lot of charities, like homeless shelters. I told you about this a couple of days ago. Okay. I got scholarship in college, PhD career, charitable donation by wealthy individuals, and taxpayers' money, like post 9/11 GI Bill, whatever. Okay. But that's after U.S. Army career. But before U.S. Army career, yeah, I got scholarships, federal government, Pell Grants, fellowship, whereas in Cornell, okay, I wanted to give something back. And Americans were very nice to me. Okay? So that's one of the reasons I joined the US Army. Okay? Knowing that I might die, I might lose my limbs, and we deployed to Afghanistan. Yeah, I was willing to do that, to give something back to America. Okay? But fortunately, luckily enough, yeah, God blessed us. Yeah, we came back safe from Afghanistan. Okay. Yeah, there were some people who got injured. Okay, and even some people who died. Uh, Not in my own unit in Fort Worth, Texas. Well, there's some injuries, serious injuries. Okay, so but it was accident. It was not some attack based. No, it was just some mechanical failure. Helicopters. Okay, yeah. And some other units. Yeah, people did die. Okay, they belong to special forces. Okay, but it was not part of our unit. But we deployed to same area. Okay, yeah, it's dangerous business. War. Okay, and it was not just about America either. It was about Afghanistan too. We wanted to protect Afghanistanis from police like Taliban, Al Qaeda. Okay, so uh, yeah, it was not all about America. It was about world peace. It was for Afghanistanis. Maybe it was misguided because some Afghanistanis I read in newspaper. Okay, yeah, they said Taliban was not too bad. Okay, but after Taliban is gone, when Taliban was the king in Afghanistan, at least there was order. But when Americans came, yeah, all chaos. Okay, just like in Iraq, George W. Bush Jr. Okay, when Saddam Hussein was the king of Iraq, at least there was order, cosmos. But when he was overthrown, all this chaos, Al Qaeda, whatever. Okay, so yeah, but those are like politicians. Very, some of them are fine, but some other politicians, yeah, the people are people, okay? They make bad decisions. When they make bad decisions, a lot of people die, okay? So that's why I intend to keep on running. right? For some public offices every 2 years, right? I will, right? I mean, there are many good politicians, I know, okay, but some politicians not very smart, all right? So, okay, so yeah, elimination of crime in America, okay. If I was the president of the United States, okay, yeah, I will use U.S. military force, right? Because they joined the U.S. military willing to die for some good cause. Let's give them good cause. Yeah, we deploy them to as a peace corps, peacekeeping corps to ghettos, inner cities, impoverished areas, to clean up the streets, to mentor people there, right? Teach them how to exercise, diet, some discipline. Okay, that's what I would do if I was the president of the United States. Yeah, people who are willing to fight, give them a good cause to fight for, but not die for. Never, just to fight for. Yeah, elimination of crime in America. Yeah, you let the U.S. military personnel or some activists in left, in the right, fervent, feverish activists. Yeah, give them good cause to fight for. Yeah, let's get rid of crimes in America. Yeah, those crime-ridden neighborhoods, it's very dangerous to work with them. Okay, but there are people who are willing to fight for a good cause. Let's give them a good cause. How about elimination of crime in America? It's dangerous business. But yeah, we let them go there, we'll direct them, spend time with them, clean up the street, pick up the trash, wash out the streets, wash out, clean up these graffitis, and some investment too, right? Yeah, we know how to do this stuff, okay? At least in theory, right? So good times will come, I guarantee you, okay? Because maybe we'll go down before we start to go up again, okay? But yeah, dualism, plus minus, minus plusism, plus minusism, okay? We understand this cyclic concept. It's very Eastern concept, Buddhism, Hinduism, circle, dualism, okay? But in Western tradition, yeah, economic cycle, macroscopic, microscopic, okay? It's there, okay? So, uh, like sine curve, cosine curve, right? Trigonometry, okay? Good day will come, okay? Yeah. We are going through some bad times these days, but in Bible, okay, yeah, they say book of Ecclesiastes, King Solomon, right? Yeah, good time, bad time. There's always time for everything, right? Yeah. When you're having good time, remember there will be some bad time. When you are in bad time, yeah, remember there will be good times. Okay, it's plus minus, night and day, night and day, winter, summer. Okay, it's an eternal recurrence concept. Okay, in Judeo-Christianity and in Hinduism, Buddhism, Eastern concept. Okay, we know this, all right? It's like day and night, Earth rotation, or spinning around itself, or day and night, right? Or four seasons rotating around the sun. Okay, it's all the same thing. Okay, it's a circular, very circular. Okay, yeah, okay. And that's what I have to say. Okay, tomorrow I have to get back to work. Okay, after that, we'll do some more preliminary mathematics for this economics paper. Okay, it turned out that it's not that simple. It won't be that easy paper to write that I once thought it would be. Yeah, we get back to the basics: integration, differentiation, demographics, curve, and You integrate that. You integrate wealth, demographic curve, bell curve, and then you get the Z curve, transaction demand curve, right? It's not S curve like sigmoid's function, but it's Z curve. Flip of that, left and right flipped, right? Yeah, it'd be a long journey to write this economics paper. Okay, so I guess it will take a month or two. All right, yeah, it will take time. Step by step, we cover all the basics, and we'll be very mathematically rigorous this time. Okay, unlike Professor Alfred Marshall. We don't blame him. We don't judge him. He did his best. He asked the right question. His answer, yeah, not quite correct, right? But there's some good in there, all right? Some bad in there too. People are people. In this transaction demand curve theory, yeah, the point of view of future generation, yeah, they may find some fault in there. Let them, okay, yeah, let them be bigger than better than us. No problem. We do our part as a current generation, right? Okay. Should we call it a night or just take 5 minutes break? Okay. I'm kind of debating. Well, we'll take 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I start cooking my dinner. Right. The microwave. We'll take 5 minutes break, nonetheless. All right. Then we decide to call it a night or do some more. I don't know. Okay. We'll take 5 minutes, nonetheless. I'm sorry about slurring. Yeah, I'm drunk. All right. I start cooking my dinner. So the moral of the lesson, moral of the story is this, alright? So yeah, be in charge of your life, be in charge of happiness. Don't care too much about this mainstream doctrines and ideologies, isms, study of isms, ismology. I never use that term in the papers I wrote. Maybe I will later on. Okay, so yeah, ideologies, yeah, they make take advantage of people. Okay, ideologies. We don't want to be part of that. Okay, so yeah, take control of your life, take control of your happiness, right? Be strong, independent, right? Don't care about mainstream majoritarian ideologies, right? If you want to come up with your own, okay, so that's what I did. Because all these people, what they, how they feel is this: they feel lonely, insecure, they feel weak, so they join these mainstream ideologies because they're afraid of loneliness, being left out alone. They're insecure, right? So they just join in this leftism, rightism, Democratic Party, Conservative Party, okay? But there's this center right, center left, independent, unaffiliated, free thinkers, some moral backbones. Those are the moral elites. There are a handful of them, okay? Yeah, there's no need to this massive protest. They can turn very violent and criminalistic, okay? Like in BLM, year 2020, post-COVID, post-Floyd BLM, alright? Year 2021, yeah, January 6th, Capitol Hill riot, okay, MAGA mob, right? Small people being want to be part of big things like in the left, on the right, Democratic Party, Republican Party. Yeah, they want to rely upon this powerful ideology larger than life because they feel insecure, they feel weak. They want to empower themselves by joining in this bandwagon, lemming, herd mentality, big ideology, okay? It's kind of like biblical era, Old Testament, idolatry, both in the left, in the right, right? Yeah, history repeating itself. Because they feel so insecure, they feel so weak, they want to be a part of this larger than life ideology, big, massive leftism, rightism, Democratic Party, Conservative Party, okay. Some celebrity like Lady Gaga, Billie Eilish, you have what have you have President Trump, President Barack Obama, President Joe Biden, whatever, okay. This charming, roll the dice, like gambling kinda, okay. But what we recommend is to be independent thinker. This humanology, well, we don't recommend you to be part of this humanology series. No, we recommend you rather come up with your own brand new ideology. Okay. And then spend some time alone with God, with nature. And be creative, original. Huh? That's what I did. Yeah, come up with your own ism, own ideology, be brand new. But please be peaceful. Huh? Yeah, be logical, rational. Huh? Study good old stuff. By the time you hear this, maybe humanize will be very old. Maybe you are watching this after long after maybe 100 years after I'm dead. Okay, maybe year 2200. I don't know. Right? Yeah, be peaceful, but study good old past stuff. Okay, yeah, mathematics, physics, and this humanology because I think this humanology has some good content in there, substance, right? Yeah. Well, we'll see. We respect people's freedom, rights to reject or accept this humanology. It's up to the people, and also it's up to God. But we believe that this humanology series, if not movement, have some good purpose, right? I don't think it's coincidental, accidental. I don't think so. Yeah, I think we are here for a very good reason. Okay, so, yeah, we just do our job. Okay, there could be World War III, plague. We don't care. We do our job. We just go about our lives. We do the exactly same thing. Yeah, like Spinoza, Mr. Spinoza, uh, European Jew. Okay, Jewish descent. He said, "Yeah, if the world ends tomorrow, I will plant this apple tree." Right? Yeah, very cool. Yeah, because many people survived World War I, World War II, Great Depression. Okay, they just go about their business. Okay, all this politics, war, World War I, II ideologies, they didn't care. Okay, they just go about their business and they survived. Okay, we do the same thing. There could be World War III. We don't know. Okay, all this political turmoil, ideological struggles. Okay, people fighting each other. Okay, and we don't care. Okay, we do our job. We are stay in the middle. We're not too far left, not too far right, because those people they end up in death in the battlefield, right? But we stay in the middle. We get to survive. We are more fluid, flexible. Okay, yeah, putting our shoes in. their shoes, putting our feet in their shoes. We understand left and right, okay? We can't stay in the middle. We are the ones who get to survive in the war, ideological battle. We just go about our business, we work, we study, we do our job, okay? When the far left, far right, they kill each other in a war, right? We stay in the middle. In the virtual the middle, go the middle. Yeah, in the book of Ecclesiastes in the Bible, King Solomon, okay. Aristotle, all right. Yeah, virtual of the middle, moderation, being moderate. We survive because far left, far right, they go to the battle, they go to the protest, and they kill each other, okay, and they die. And we are not calling them useful idiots. No, they serve some good purpose. We appreciate their sacrifice, their battle, their passion, their energy. Okay, they are there for good purpose. Okay, but we are not them. We are in the middle. Right? We are the ones who get to survive to the next generation. Right? Virtue of the middle. Right? Moderation, forgiveness, understanding, tolerance. Yeah, like Mr. Jesus Christ said, Son of God. Okay, the meek shall inherit the earth. The peaceful shall inherit the earth, surviving to the next generation. Right? The meek, not weak. No, careful balance between left and right. It's like mountain top, long reach of this mountain range, or circus, rope walker, single rope. You have to maintain this balance with long wooden rod. Circus, Charlie Chaplin. Okay, you don't want to go left. You don't want to go to right because it's all downhill. You don't want to fall to the far left, far right. You want to stay on top of the mountain, taking balance. Because leftists, sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. Rightists, sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. Okay. We want to cherry pick what's the best, what's the most correct from the left, from the right. Everything else we reject. Wrong things on the left, wrong things on the right, we reject. Careful balancing act. That's the most difficult thing to do. And they are the strongest, they are the smartest, and they are the ones who get to survive to the next generation after all these pandemics, wars, whatever. Okay? Some of these views are expressed in past papers. Okay, so they are already published online database, not peer-reviewed journals. Okay, now when people are reading them, no problem. Right? We do our job and we move on. Whether there's wars, pandemics, ideological battle, we don't pay attention. Okay, we block all those negativities. We do our job. Okay, because we are not afraid of loneliness, being an ideological minority. No, we have faith, belief that good times will come, and God is good. He will bless us. He will survive us. When the next era, after all these pandemics and wars, we will survive and we'll thrive, and we'll start to teach the next generation. Right? Okay. So that's the spirit of humanology. Right? We are survivors, not fighters. Because in Bible they say, yeah, war belongs to God. Okay, yeah, let God take care of all these wars. Right? Our job is to survive. Do our job, take good rest, work and play and rest. Tripartite, good lifestyle. Work, play, rest. Plus minus zero. Yeah, tripartite balancing. Okay, I wrote about that in this humanist paper. That's why I will not allow anybody to take any parts out of this humanist paper. It's already out there. Okay. Okay. Good night. Thank you. I love you. God love you. Thank you for loving me. God bless you. Okay. Thank you. Bye.